Hello, everybody. I am here August 1st. It's 4 minutes after 7. See who's going to join me. I just got back from Mexico last night. It was really warm there. Glad to be home. Glad to be home. Hey, D House, Brad, Terry, Kevin. Hey, Robert. The water was so hot, it was hard to find things to catch. There was lots of small Dorado, but wasn't a ton of big ones. I only saw one fish over 40 caught. And hey, Tracy. And in our group, only one marlin was caught, but I did see a few other marlin caught on the last day on other boats. So yeah, it was tough fishing. Water was 88 to 90 degrees. Only tuna caught was the one I got. Hey, Tara. So yeah, it was really warm water, uncomfortable, super humid, and it was kind of funny. Some of the people were saying that the sun felt like it was piercing because it was so strong. That's probably a good way to describe it, because it was really, really strong. But Terry, make sure your legs are all well before you go fishing. D. Wow, that was a long time ago. Hey, D. Hello, Lucas. Yeah, the Dorado are just starting to show up now. Jeff had sent me a message that they caught some this past week, but we still need more volcanoes. I mean, volcanoes. We need more hurricanes to push the warmer water up, and hopefully we'll get that. John, the tuna slayer, how you doing? Terry says the legs are well. What does Ruben say? Got home from fishing, native son, daughter caught fish, barracuda, sand bass, and calicos. That's cool. 9-year-old daughter caught her first fish. I mean, not her first fish, but her first barracuda, sand bass, and calicos. There's Leroy says to be seeing me on August 4th on the Clemente. Yeah, you'll be getting um, emails from me pretty soon here. Probably going to be tomorrow morning. It might be tonight about the Clemente trip, what to expect, what to bring with you tackle wise. Talked to the landing earlier today, and they really suggested bringing lighter gear. So that's what I would recommend. John, I only got one tuna. It was around 35 pounds. I don't think it was 40, like 35 pounds. Um, that was the only one we got. It was, I wouldn't call it a sinker rig because it was kind of like a Carolina rig with a like a 2-ounce sliding sinker. So that's what I caught it on. but we didn't get any others. We got some skipjack, but no more yellowfin, and we went far to get that one. But most of Dorado were caught really close um, to the hotel area, right there in Los Barreles. But it was nice, you know. The people that went with us, a lot of them had never been before, so for them it was super awesome experience. I don't know, I've been down there at least 50 times over the years, maybe 70 times. Some years I'd go 3 or 4 times. There's James, he was there, he did good. Rudy was there too. Hey Anthony. Hey Lawrence. We have a trip coming up this month, Lawrence, on the Malihini. We will be fishing tuna on the Malihini this month. Let me see if I can get you a date. There's a few spots left. I think there's like 3 or 4 spots left. It is on Thursday, August 10th, next week. So we have space on that. And we have space on a couple, I think we still have some space on the Clemente for this coming Friday. Thursday, I have a private charter heading to Catalina. So I'll be doing that. Yeah, John, you're going to need some lighter gear. They suggested 12, 15-pound test line. So I think that would be good. If you're comfortable using 12, bring it. If not, use 15-pound test line. That should be good. And yeah, drama, I'll be at the office tomorrow. Um, I'll be in a little late. I'll be in around noontime. Hey, Donnie's there, Real Raider. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Yeah, it's nice to be back. Nice to be back. Let me see how many people we have on these trips. So the trip for the Clemente, I know we have space available. We have 10 spots left. That's pretty good. A week ago we had like 20 spots left. So if anyone's interested in that one, here is the link for that. And the Malihini. That trip is on the 10th. How does your head feel, Real Raider? Donnie, how do you feel? You still feel good? I got your email today saying you were feeling fine. I just want to confirm you're still good. Yeah, the Malihini's got 10 spots left there too, guys. If any of you want to go catch Dorado, tuna, and hopefully some yellowtail too, we have 10 spots available on the Malihini for the 10th, a week from Thursday of August. So we have those spots available. The Pride's almost sold out. I think it only had a couple spots last time I looked. – I'm going back to East Cape, James. That's for sure. Yeah, the Pride only has 2 spots left. If anybody wants to go on the Pride, it's probably going to be tuna fishing and fishing yellowtail at San Clemente Island. So you guys can join us for that. But we'd like to fill up the Malihini, and if we can, fill up the boat for the Clemente, that would be good. But it's 10 spots. I don't think we're going to get 10 people between now and Friday, but you never know. Somebody could bring their friends. Here's a link here you can use to see all our trips for the year. So that's good. Yes, and Monica email. There we go. Hey, Mike. Last time I talked to my mom, she was doing good. My dad's here, so maybe he can give us an update. But she had been feeling drowsy, dizzy, but now it sounds like she's getting better. The next meet and greet, that is a good question. It's on the gale force. When is it? It is August 24th, Thursday, August 24th, and there's only 4 spots available. So 4 spots available on that trip. If you'd like to join us, it's $160 each. But let's fill the trips for this week first, please. I want to get everybody on the Clemente for Friday and go from there. Well, James, bring your grandson. Take him fishing. All right, so John's going to be with us on Friday. That's good. I'm glad the website is back up and running. All right, so let me play some videos for you guys. The last time we got together that I was here, Brad and Kevin had gone tuna fishing, and I hadn't had a chance to make a slideshow for it. So here's a little slideshow from their tuna trip. I think so. Okay. And what else? I have a long slideshow for you guys for the East Cape. It's probably a little too long, but I still want to show it to you. But let's do the show opening. I'm Dan Hernandez, and I live to fish.
All right.
I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life.
Oh!
Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way. let me. I got a fish report in from the Sea Wolf. First of all, let's take a look at some of the fish they've been catching.
Hey Dan, it's John Yokomizo from the fishing vessel Sea Wolf out of San Francisco. Been dealing with a lot of wind offshore, but since the 16th we've been able to get out every day. Rock fishing's good, a lot of brownies, blacks, quite a few cabezone this year, way more than we normally did ever catch, but catching a lot of large cabbies. Lingcod bite's been really good. This last weekend we've had fish all the way up to 30, low 30s. A lot of 20 pounders. So hopefully by next week we'll be able to get offshore. We've been dealing with almost a full month of wind offshore for us, so it's been tough. I'm about to get on a meeting. Fish and Game just announced that there's going to be a complete closure on the quillback starting August 7th, and there's going to be a meeting coming up starting in 15 minutes. Going to see if they're going to close off grounds again, so we'll see. You have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
So I got to follow up with him tomorrow and find out what the closure is going to be. So Tim P says he won jackpot on Sunday. That's good. Congratulations. All right, so let's take a look at the East Cape trip. It was a fun trip. Like I said, not a lot of monster fish caught. There was all the little Dorado you wanted. And I got the one tuna. Earl's got the one big Dorado, almost 50 pounds. And that was about it. Yeah, Tim, you need to do the jackpot thing when you have all the bills in front of you. That way you could avoid having to pay the galley tab. But yeah, they shouldn't have asked you for that. All right, here is the East Cape trip. Sit back and enjoy this one. It's going to be a little long. Oh, where did it go? Did I put it somewhere else? East Cape, East Cape. Huh. Alright. It's asking me to find the file for it. So I will find the file for it. And we had some drama. Afterwards I will explain what happened, the drama we had. because it's never happened to us before. But here's the East Cape little slideshow. So that's our East Cape little slideshow. Yeah, it was really warm. It is not as bad as, like, I don't care the air temperature being 100 degrees, which I don't think it got quite that hot, but humidity is what really made it miserable. Um, but the water temperature was so hot. The water temperature was 88 to 90 degrees, most of the areas that we fished. And it was just too hot for the little sardinas for the bait. We were able to get some mackerel for bait, and some of the guys were catching their own bait. If you go back to East Cape, take your own sabiki rigs because most of the boats don't have them. So I would recommend that. And you can't take more than 4 reels, or they're going to charge you duty on them, like you're trying to sell them. One guy I talked to paid a tax of almost $400 because he had some really expensive reels, and he had a bunch of trolling reels and casting reels and stuff, and they figured 20% of that was $400, and it got expensive. So yeah, so it was super, super hot. The one sad thing that happened this year that has never ever happened on any of my trips before is we had to call the ambulance twice. Um, One of the guys that's on here right now, Real Raider, Donnie, took a bad fall and was really concerned that he was in bad shape. Went all the way to Cabo San Lucas um, Hospital by the airport there, and luckily he was fine, nothing serious, and he was back at the hotel the next day. Oh, that guy brought 14 reels with him. Okay, that's why they fined him. So that's the Real Raider there. He was the one that fell. The other one was Maurice's wife. She was leaning back by a fighting chair that had rods with casting jigs on them with large treble hooks. And a wave came and she leaned back and she got two hooks in her rear end. And they had to cut the line and get her off the boat really quick, call an ambulance. The ambulance took her to the local clinic. And the way she explains it, it was like a drive-through clinic, I guess, visit. The doctor never made her get out of the ambulance. He treated her right there in the ambulance, gave her shots, and then cut the hooks. Um, I guess with heavy wire cutters or whatever. They cut the hooks and then they gave her shots around the hook area and pushed the barb all the way through. Pushed the hook all the way through. I don't know if she got stitches or she just got tape like they did on my hips when I had surgery, but she couldn't go in the pool or in the water for the rest of the trip. So first time ever, we had to have ambulance come. My mom broke her ankle many, many years ago. I don't know, 15 years ago down there. But we didn't call an ambulance. We just took her in a taxi to the hospital in La Paz. But on this one, we had to use an ambulance. Yeah, Tim, he got taxed $400. I think it was like $395 to be exact. But and Donnie's saying that the guy had 14 reels with them. So you're allowed to have 4 reels and 4 rods. So I don't know why the guy had that many 14. I mean, even if you were providing tackle for all 4 people on the boat, you really don't need that much gear. So if you have more than 4, they consider it that you're selling the gear down there. So they charge you a duty on it. So that's what happened. So Donnie says he's doing good. So that's him, the Real Raider. Thank you for being a member here. Thank you for joining us on the trips. And I'm glad that everything worked out good on the trip for you and you didn't get hurt. So I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, John, that's pretty much what they charge them. About $40 an outfit. Hey, Tamara, how you doing? Yeah, she's doing okay, Tyler. I talked to her. I had breakfast with her husband, and a few of us had breakfast that last day there at the hotel. And still a little sore, but she was okay. Yeah, Jimmy went with James there, Garcia, went with Donnie to the hospital and stayed with them. So that was nice of him. Help him get home. Yeah, tomorrow we could have used you on our East Cape trip. We had to call the ambulance twice. So guys, there's the links there for our trips coming up. Like I said, we have a trip this coming Friday on the Clemente, and then trips next week too. Ooh, tomorrow we got a big halibut, 43-inch halibut. That's good. Were you fishing that at the Channel Islands, or did you get that locally along the beach? That's a nice fish. Congratulations. Yeah, James was really good. I mean, he went all the way to Cowboy Hospital with Donnie, stayed with them, and helped coordinate everything with the hospital and his wife, and got an Uber driver to take his ID and wallet and everything back to him. So everything worked out good. Yeah, Alan, who knew, right? I mean, I've been hosting groups down the East Cape for over 30 years. I guess it was just a matter of time that something like that would happen. Donnie, I guess he lost his grip on the deck and stuff when the skipper was heading in at the end of the day. And that's how he slipped and fell on his back, hit his head. And that's what we were concerned about. And, Deanne, Maurice's wife, she got hurt on the way out when the skipper was just uh, gassing the engine to take off after they got their bait, and that's what happened there. Yeah, they didn't pull the hook out there. They had to actually cut the hook off the lure, and then the doctor had to give her shots and push the hook all the way through, and then deal with the holes afterwards. You can't pull back on those barbs. That's why the fish don't get away. So that's what happened there. So what other videos do I have there? So yeah, now John's got me concerned now. He's talking about closures. So I don't know what he means by the browns. If that's a certain type of rockfish that they're talking about closing down up there. So we'll see. Well, have your wife come with you so she can supervise you, so you can go again. But you survived it. What's the chance that you end up in an ambulance 2 years in a row? I don't think it's very good. Let's see if there's anything here. Nope. And here's from Morro Bay. Huh. Yeah, the Morro Bay trip was a lot of fun. For those of you that didn't know about that one, why is it doing that? There we go. So Alan says, John said quillbacks. Okay. Yeah, I think right now we can only catch one of those, right, Alan? You can only get one of those a trip. I know you can get 4 reds. but the quillbacks only one right now. That'd be sad if they close those off. I don't know if you guys have seen the pictures lately from Northern Cal. It's pretty impressive to see 200-pound tunas, pictures taken of the fish as they pass underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. There's a boat out of Emeryville that is running, and I'm sure Real Raider knows which boat it is running. I'm not sure if it's weekly or daily trips out to the tuna grounds to fish for the big bluefin, and they've been getting them. I don't know how much farther past the Fairlines they're going, but the year that we caught albacore there, we were about an hour past the Fairlines. And I don't know if you guys heard, but albacore have been caught in San Diego, confirmed photos. So I don't know if there was two different albacore caught. It sounded like two different boats got them, but definitely one boat got them for sure. I think the cover was on the photo was on the cover of Western Afternoon News, so it's pretty good. So Donnie says it's the tigerfish. Okay, so tigerfish is the boat that's been running, and the tigerfish ties up right next to the new Huck Finn once you get down there. Hey John, how you doing? John, why don't I send you a link right now? And if you can call in, let me see. Okay. Okay, John, I don't know if you're home. I'm sending it to your wife's phone. Let me see if I can email you. Oh, you know what? I don't have your email address. I'd like to hear more about what you had to say. Yeah, I don't know if you can get the link that I sent your wife, but if you could call in, we'd like to hear what they had to say at the Fish and Game meeting about the closures. Well, Mike, that's a big one, 26 pounds. Yeah, you have to fight the weather up there in the Bay Area. And John said in his video that they've been having lots of wind out there in that deep water. So, yeah, we lost most of our emails about 10 days ago. We switched servers. Okay, there's John. All right, guys, we're going to invite John in to explain to us what's going on. Okay.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, how you doing, John? Let me get that logo out of my face. Okay. So explain to us what happened at your meeting.
So right now, Fish and Game, it's actually National Marine Fisheries, and NOAA is telling Fish and Game that there needs to be a zero take on the quillback rockfish. So with that being said, starting August 7th, there's zero take on quillback statewide. From the Oregon border to the Mexican border, there were 40 quillbacks taken. And I'm assuming through an extrapolation of their data, they're saying that they've hit the 0.96 tons that was allowed for the whole state of California this year. So now they're talking, what are we going to do? Are we going to shut the season down? Are we going to push everybody out outside of 50 fathoms or 60, 70 fathoms? So this was a discussion for them to start thinking about what their options are going to be. But as of August 7th, it's zero take on quillbacks statewide.
And how is that going to affect you there?
No, it's not going to affect me. Well, it'll affect us because now we cannot. We've been collecting quillbacks for the stock assessment. We're the ones, the charter boats and a few commercial boats have been collecting the data for these agencies. And now we can't even take them. So I don't know how they're going to come up with their new stock assessments without data. I'm biting my tongue because I could get myself in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this whole thing is it's bad because they're saying even if they go to zero quillbacks starting August 7th, and there's been a number of quillbacks that have been taken and descended, that's still a taken fish. So if we go way over those numbers, there might not be a season for 24-25. And they still have not done a stock assessment.
Are you talking about quillback season? Or are you talking there may not
No,
be any fishing season?
any fish, any rock fishing.
Wow. So you think they might do to you what they did to the salmon guys?
Yeah, the salmon that should have never closed. There's so many salmon out there that whole deal, and it's based off of models. The agencies have models, but they're not putting valid data into these models. They're throwing numbers into these models and coming up with a number that they feel works out.
Wow. So you don't have an idea of what the future holds?
No, no. I mean, for 20 years, I worked for the government collecting data for specifically for models. I know that a model's only as good as the data that you put into it. If you're throwing arbitrary numbers into a model, that's not science. And that's what over the years the agencies have been saying is best available science. When they say best available science, that means they don't have science. They're just
Guessing.
yeah.
So do you think this, if they do the rockfish ban, do you think it's a Northern California thing only, or do you think it's going to
No.
be statewide?
So before it was West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California were in the same pot, which brought the numbers. It it, it helped us out by giving us a season. Oregon, Washington said, no, you guys are the problem children. So you're by yourself. So each individual state has its own stock. It should be areas within the state, but they make it the whole state is one stock for each species. So if it's if there's a possibility of catching a quillback, those grounds will not be open.
Yeah, we catch them down here.
Yeah,
I mean, not a lot of them, but we do catch them.
yeah.
Well, that's
So that was that.
yeah. So we can't even really talk about what you want to do with the deep water fishing in the future because you don't even know if
Uh,
that'll be open.
well, I know this year will be fine, And then come September, October, I'll probably be doing limited load because we'll be fishing probably 450 to 1200 feet. So I'll do limited load and target the chili peppers and black cod and petroli sole.
So when you say limited load, are you talking 12 people, 10 people,
It'll probably be 12 to 15.
15 people?
Yeah.
Okay. And it, are
Because
you,
we're still running 50 miles offshore to get to the grounds. So
yeah, that's far. I don't know how you guys can afford the fuel to do that.
yeah, that's been our biggest headache this year for us is the fuel and the weather.
Yeah, a lot of wind.
Yep.
And I know you were talking about for these limited load trips to possibly be providing a rod and reel. Are you still thinking about that?
I've got a number of them. A lot of my regular customers, they've all purchased electric reels. They had electric reels way before I even thought about putting one on the boat. But ever since we've been fishing along the coast, those people haven't gone out. I think they're chomping at the bit to get on the deep water stuff.
Hey, somebody here is asking a question. How does somebody become a deckhand? Do you have any advice for a kid?
What kind of deckhand? Half day, 3/4 day?
I think it just wants to get his foot in the door.
um,
'Cause I've
I'd
seen
recommend.
from guys show up on long range trips and help the crew unload the boats a bunch of times before they were ever allowed to work on any boats to
Either
get
that
some.
or be a customer. A lot of the deckhands we have are were at one time customers. Um, a few of the kids that we have on the boat that they're not even we don't even consider them working, but they're just regular customers that really enjoy the sport. So after a while, we just a lot of them their parents will drop them off at the harbor in the morning and pick them up in the afternoon. So we just tell them just show up and you could help out, you could fish. You got to learn how to fish. First, you learn how to fish, then you learn how to work tangles. But it all comes down to be personable with the people.
So you're like their summer camp.
Yeah, yeah,
Does it do any good for somebody to just go down the dock and introduce themselves to different skippers, or do you
yeah.
think
You can.
they need? You think that might
You
work?
yeah. Jay's deckhand Jack. He actually dropped off resumes
Oh, okay.
to the landing. So um,
I don't think I've ever seen resumes from a deckhand.
there's been a number of them. There has been. Jay's deckhand Dave did the same thing.
Oh,
Jay had a no-show deckhand, and Jay asked Craig from the bait shop. He said, "Hey, do you still have that resume?" And he called him up, and that started a 12-year relationship.
yeah, he did a good job there before moving to Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what Metal says there. It's about building a relationship with the captain and crew. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. Just wanting to fish, wanting to learn. That's the big thing, wanting to learn. And then a lot of the crews, they'll say, "Hey, you really enjoy this. You want to go fishing tomorrow?" Or, um, Darren was also just a customer that just kept coming out, and you mentioned that he wanted to do something different during the for a couple months, and we told him, "Yeah, sure, you could work for a couple months." And now it's been what 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah. But too bad our kid here, Drama, lives down here, not up there. He'd be, I don't know if he'd like going 50 miles out, but and he's still
There's
young. I don't even think he's in high school yet, or this
Oh,
is going to be his first year in high school. But he's doing
yeah.
good.
I mean, I've had two two kids that had to get work permits. They were still in high school. One of the guys that works down there, he's been on the boat since he was, I think, 12,
Hmm.
just helping out.
So Robert's looking at all your blanks behind you, and he's asking when you're going to start doing some rod wrapping.
Those will, while I own them, they're probably never going to get wrapped. They're my little collection. They're the old Shikari Seekers. They're the older Sabers, uh, Calstars. So they're not gonna. That's the bad thing. When I buy an older blank, I just tell them the sad part is it'll probably never get wrapped while I own it.
So it's kind of like your wallpaper.
Yeah, it is.
That's crazy. All right, so while I got you on here, we're almost out of time. Why don't you just give everybody a little bit of rundown? We have some new people on today, so let them know where you run out of right now, what kind of trips you're doing, and if you want to give them a little info about the type of trips that the landing's offering. I saw Tigerfish was running tuna trips, so maybe you can give
Yeah,
them a selection of, let them know what's going on up there.
it's been tough. Ever since the fish showed up, it's been. I think we're gonna get decent weather on the 7th of August, which will be 1 month and 1 day of a full blowout offshore. So until that weather lays out, I don't think the guys are going to be able to get offshore for the tuna. Um, we're out of Fish Emeryville, right at the base of the Bay Bridge between Oakland and Emery and Berkeley. Uh, the Seawolf primarily does rockfish lingcod, but we've got salmon boats, we got live bait potluck boats. Guys right now are fishing combo trips where they're running up the coast, catching rockfish and lingcod, and then running back into the bay or right outside the gate and catching halibut and some stripers. Um, but the run that I do is primarily just straight rock cod, lingcod.
And how can they find you?
Let's see. Either at Fish Emeryville, which is our landing, or Seawolf Sport Fishing, either on Facebook or um, on the web.
And I guess people should know that you've been at this a long time. Uh, you guys have great service there, and I still don't understand why none of you guys want to serve food up there. But I think being on the boat a few times in big seas with your brother is probably part of the reason you probably won't sell many burritos and burgers in 15-foot seas and 12-foot seas.
Yeah, there's a couple boats that do. Um, I don't have the network to, even down Southern California, they're always looking for cooks, they're looking for crew. I just want a pretty much cut and dry fishing trip. And the ice chests become a pain in the butt, but other than that, uh, I don't want the drama
Yeah.
of making sure the food's there in the evening for us to put in the fridge and getting everything all set up. It's easier because our trips we'll leave anywhere from 4:30. We've got charters that'll show up at right at 6, and we try and leave the dock as quick as we can because of our run. So it's just easier that way.
And do you? I mean, I was just wondering if a way to get rid of a lot of those ice chests would be to at least sell the beer and the sodas and the water on the boat, and then that
Yeah,
way
you can.
guys could just
Mo-
bring smaller bag with their food.
Yeah, most of what we do, if someone doesn't have water or they want a beer or a soda, we've got stuff on the boat. We just give it
Yeah,
out.
it's supposed to be a business.
It is, but it's
So the boats up there that are fishing the bluefin, which you said they haven't been able to reach them for a while because of weather. Have they been seeing any albacore up there too?
no. I heard the guys up in Fort Bragg and Eureka, Crescent City, they haven't seen any fish. I talked to a guy this evening out of Westport, and even out of Washington, the albacore are pretty far offshore. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we're
they
we're
got one
taking
out. They got one out
we're
of San Diego.
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
We're about, let's see, another week and a half. We're taking 2 weeks. We're taking the old guys up to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Every year we take these 70 to 85-year old guys out albacore fishing, and that trip's going to be um, in 2 weeks. We got a meeting tomorrow night, so we'll see.
Yeah, you guys always whack them every year.
Yeah, but this year it's unless those fish come in, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. So James, he's been on your boat several times, and he just made a comment that your microwave works really good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does. Looks so good. Yeah, I just got back from the East Cape in Mexico, and we had tough fishing. A lot of little Dorado, but the water temperature was 88 to 90 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean there was no small bait fish. We were able to catch a few mackerel for bait, but no sardinas or anything like that. And the
Huh.
only tuna that got caught at the resort, the 5 days I was there, was the 135 pounder I got, and that was it.
Yeah, the I was surprised when I got back. I just recently got back from Georgia. I was out there. I was out at ICAST and I went to Georgia, and I came back and the water temp was still 50, 54 degrees, which after a blow like that, it should have been 47, 48 degrees. And I guess that current's still pushing uphill really hard.
Did we run into each other at ICAST?
No, I was looking.
Okay. Well, next year use my phone number.
Okay. All right.
I got to get your phone number. I always, when I need to reach you, I just call your wife. I
Yeah,
text her.
that's probably the easiest way.
Yeah. All righty, John. Well, thank you very much for the update.
All right. Take care.
Guys,
Have a
if
good
you've
night.
never fished with John, Seawolf, look him up, Emeryville Sport Fishing. You won't be disappointed. He does a great job. And he really likes to stay in his zone, that offshore stuff for the big lingcod. And if you've never caught a lingcod, a lot of you always ask about where to catch a lingcod and all that. This is where to go. Hey, Lauren's on right now.
Hey, Lauren.
Yeah, she just got on. She's saying, great to see you both. So, was it on your boat where Lauren took out the tape?
I don't know.
It was, I don't know if it was, I think it was your boat. I don't know
Oh,
if
it might be brothers. It might have been
was
on the
it?
hook.
Yeah, she put that like construction tape, that warning people to stay out of her zone. It's, it's kind of funny. All right, John. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. That's John from the Seawolf. Great guy. Does good. And he does a lot of volunteer work on different committees and stuff to try to keep everything going on the fishing. Yeah, Kevin, those are the blanks he has. He has a lot of old True Lines. He has some old Sabers and lots of other blanks that he just doesn't. He doesn't wrap them. He just collects them. Hey, Robert. Hey, Annette. Yeah, Tamara, I heard the same thing, that in some areas of Florida the water is over 100 degrees and they are trying to rescue the coral. So they're actually putting coral out and refrigerating the water a little bit so it'll be okay. It'll do good. Oh yeah. So if you guys ever get on a boat and you see caution tape, like crime scene tape, in an area wrapped off on a boat, it's probably Lauren. She's on here right now, and she takes fishing very serious, and she just kind of marks off her spot to warn people that's her area. Because the boats up north, it's not like what we do, where there's a lot of casting and walking around. Most of the fishing is straight up and down, and you just fish in one spot. And the captains move the boat forward and back a little bit to keep your line straight. So that's what all that's about. So nice for you to join us, Lauren. All right, guys. Here is. Well, didn't mean to put that there. That's over with. But let me get the link. That was a link that John used to join us. That link doesn't work anymore. All right, so here's a link for all our trips. You can sign up for the trip on the Clemente for Friday there. You can sign up for the trip on the Malihini for next Thursday there. So hopefully you guys can do that, and we can fill these boats up. We have 10 spots left on both trips. The one for this Friday on the Clemente, we have 10 spots left, and we have 10 spots left for the trip out of San Diego, out of H&M on the Malihini. So, Tamara, hopefully you can join us on the Malihini. You had a good time last time you went, so we'll see if we can get you down there. Just trying to get on there. Cool. Yeah, if you guys tried to get on our website earlier today, DreamHost, the people that host our website, was down for hours today, but it's up right now. It's up and it's working. All right, D-House, get some rest. I'm going to call it a night too. I still got work to do and get stuff to do. I have a charter on Thursday, fishing Catalina, and if everything goes good, I'll be back here in time to talk to you guys. I might be a little late, like 7:30, because we're going to go a long ways to Catalina, but hopefully I'll be back here by 7. But if I'm about 15 minutes late, that's why. All right, James, talk to you later. Isaiah, if you want to call the office tomorrow, Monica will be in at 1. I should be there around noontime. So that's kind of the plan. Yeah, the Alpachone's a nice boat. And then down the East Cape, I tell you, the Don Julio is an awesome boat. The new one's got air conditioning and everything. It's really nice. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all later. Good night, everybody. Be safe. Donnie, I'm glad you're feeling good and you've recovered. And see you on the next trip. But I'm glad you're good. All right. Good night, everybody.